Hello everyone, I'm Juhan Rodrik and today I'm having a Facebook episode here showing my very old portrait sketches out of my sketchpad that I broke apart, and I completely took it apart to get all the empty pages separate from the book, because if I'm getting in the back of the book, well, I didn't use this book since 2011, and it's been standing in my storage for ever since. So I cut it completely apart, and now I figured I'll make an episode of my portrait drawings. And as first thing, what I do is I don't do portraits on commission. You can't turn to me with a wish that can you draw my child, or can you draw me, or can you draw my friend, or can you make draw our family picture or something. I don't do portraits on commission. I very rarely get along with a given subject, and I only portray some persons and figures on my own choice. So no portrait service in my case. Figured I'll have to get this disclaimer out of the way at the beginning. So okay, let's get on with it. And this was one of my portrait assignment in art school, where I had to pick some people on my own choice and portray them. So that's what I did. I don't quite remember who they are, but I took at random. So, or actually, who I found interesting to portray, who I could work with. I can't work with anyone, so that's why I don't do it as a service, because I can't work with anyone. I have to be like interested in the face of the person. Must be interesting for me to do it. If it ain't, I ain't gonna do it. That's why I ain't doing it as a service. And here I used some of these portraits I made with pen or ink pen, and which is my favorite technique, and some are also made with felt tip pen and ink pen and marker combination, also my favorite technique, and some are made with my least favorite technique, graphite pencil. And cutting this sketchbook apart reminded me why I hate the graphite pencil, that is, or any other graphite or charcoal or something like that, why I dislike them. But I'll get to that later. This batch I'm having like ink drawings and marker drawings and felt tip pen drawings only, so I made a few like this. We were commissioned like making a or in school assignment was actually to do about maybe I don't know how many these portraits were. There were like 100 figures and 100 portraits at home or something during the course, on your own choice. So that's what I did, and I kind of did like in correlation with my pinup drawings at the time, and figures were actually that as well. But yeah, I picked some faces and I tried to draw them. as quickly as I can. And so that's the whole idea of a sketchbook, in my mind at least. And actually now I love those works much more than I was pretty happy with them, how they came out at the time also. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. And I still do sometimes. I pick faces that I feel interested in, and that look interesting enough for me. Those I will draw. But yeah, if somebody comes to me and wants me to make a portrait of him or somebody, they haven't they did not have anything in their face, anything special for me that I could work with. Absolutely nothing, no idea. Like, how is it possible? Like 95% of people who wanted to be drawn had no face, literally no face. Like, so average that there's absolutely nothing to work with. I don't know how it's possible. Maybe it just is maybe it only works with me, but I don't know. I have absolutely no idea how it can be. But yeah, if I choose somebody to do, I won't do if I don't find the face interesting. So on my own choice it's possible, and I have done a few commissions that have met my my terms of service. But yeah, but most cases I don't know, I can't do it. I just can't do a random person, well, unless I choose the person. But yeah, no service. But yeah, here those are my one of my favorite technique is using an ink pen. I started it a long time ago, and it was one of the first drawing mediums that I used for drawing. I used pens or something pen-like thing with ink. I have always despised graphite pencil, but I do like colored pencils, and also markers and felt tip pens. They are also possible to draw something comic-like, which is my favorite style, is like comics. And some marker one. And yeah, I have quite a few here, and yeah, some of the face types I made. That's a kind of weird angle. I'll get the camera angle better. Okay, maybe. Yeah. So my student grade old artworks made in the spring of 2010 or something like that. Yeah, definitely 2010. In the spring. In spring, this course was run, and I then made those. That's one of my personal favorites. I like the way how this one came out with felt tip pen drawing. Yeah, my favorite technique. That one is my personal favorite as well. Yeah, one and the colorful one in the beginning also was, but yeah, that's how I like doing these. Okay, that's a pretty minimalistic one, but I like it how it came out. And one more, and one more. and one more, and one more, and that be the last one. Yeah, I even don't remember who I portrayed, but yeah, that's like something. If you recognize someone, leave it in comments. Maybe that be it. But yeah, that's today's portrait selection that I made, and I hope you found it entertaining and interesting how I do portraits and how I portray somebody. Mostly I at later times now I portray some celebrities and public figures on my own choice. In my Facebook episode, my previous video called Facebook, I presented one of my later portrait display books. So yeah, now I figured as I cut it apart, this sketchbook I had, I figured I'll make a video of these drawings as well, which have rarely been published earlier. Maybe I have a few photographs of my sketchbook on Facebook or something in my Facebook page, or maybe some are in my randomly got to my Instagram as well, but this is mostly not published and never been exhibited anywhere. So I hope you found it interesting selection, and thank you for watching, and see you next time.